Welcome to the channel. If you've ever wondered whether that old Canadian coin sitting in your drawer could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Today, we're uncovering the secrets behind rare 1989 Canadian coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II, some of which have sold for thousands, even millions of dollars. Stay tuned, because what looks like simple change might just change your life. Let's get started. In the world of numismatics, few collectibles ignite as much fascination as rare Canadian coins, especially the elusive and often misunderstood bicentennial coins from 1989 featuring Queen Elizabeth II. While many may mistake these coins as ordinary pocket change, hidden among them are treasures so valuable they could rewrite your financial future in a heartbeat. These rare coins, especially those released during Canada's pivotal historical commemorations, carry far more than face value. They are vessels of national pride, historical artistry, and jaw-dropping market worth. As collectors and investors, seek tangible assets that blend legacy with scarcity. These coins have become modern gold mines. The 1989 Canadian coins bearing Queen Elizabeth II's likeness aren't just standard legal tender. They mark a moment of commemoration and transition in Canadian coinage. While Canada didn't celebrate its official bicentennial that year, some coins minted then have been mischaracterized as bicentennial by collectors due to unique commemorative features and historical references linked to colonial heritage. The confusion itself has become part of the mystique. This has elevated the desirability of certain 1989 issues, particularly those with rare mint errors, unique die varieties, and proof-like finishes. These characteristics make them dazzling to the eye and irresistible to collectors who are constantly hunting for that one coin capable of turning pocket change into a life-changing fortune. Among these 1989 coins, the most valuable are not necessarily the ones in plain sight. Circulation coins, especially the 1 cent, 5 cent, and 25 cent pieces, can be worth tens of thousands if they contain certain anomalies. Some coins were struck on the wrong planche, exhibit doubling of the date or Queen's portrait, or were minted with rare alloys during transitional periods in Canada's coin production. These small flaws, often invisible to the untrained eye, can explode a coin's value beyond imagination. Stories abound of collectors discovering these rarities in old jars, inherited collections, or even loose change drawers. The thrill of finding such a treasure is what keeps coin enthusiasts awake at night. And rightly so. It's important to understand that not all valuable coins come covered in gold or diamonds. Sometimes the most unassuming coin can be the most powerful. A 1989 Canadian coin with a minting defect or low mintage can be appraised at prices exceeding $250,000, depending on its condition and rarity. And if the coin is certified by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC and graded MS65 or higher, the value skyrockets. Serious collectors pay astronomical sums at private auctions to get their hands on these historical marvels, with bidding wars often breaking out over a single well-preserved specimen. It's a market driven by passion, history, and the eternal quest for rarity. What makes these coins even more fascinating is their dual nature. They are both artifacts of national history and keys to untold wealth. Each coin tells a story of Canada's evolving identity, of a monarch's enduring legacy, and of the painstaking precision behind minting currency. When a coin from 1989 features an error, it isn't a flaw. It's a fingerprint of history, a one-of-a-kind artifact that escaped the grasp of perfection. This imperfection paradoxically makes it perfect in the eyes of collectors. The numismatic market thrives on such contradictions, and 1989 Canadian coins sit at the center of this lucrative paradox. In today's market, where rare coin auctions are streamed live and bidding goes global, these 1989 rarities are increasingly seen as long-term investments. Wealthy collectors are not just hoarding these coins for passion. They see them as appreciating assets. Some even insure them for millions. A rare 1989 coin found in excellent condition could one day be your passport into an elite circle of collectors, investors, and historians. It's not just a coin. It's a conversation starter, a museum piece. Before you spend or discard those old Canadian coins, consider this. The 1989 Elizabeth II coin you hold might not just be change. It could be a life changer. With the right attributes, it's more than currency. It's a crown jewel hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a complete novice, the journey into the world of rare Canadian coins begins with a single question. What if the most valuable thing you own is sitting quietly in your coin jar? The answer might just transform your tomorrow. Second up in the world of numismatics, few discoveries stir excitement like the revelation of rare Canadian bicentennial coins from 1980, especially those bearing the dignified profile of Queen Elizabeth II. These coins, while seemingly ordinary, to the untrained eye, hide an astonishing truth. Some of them are worth small fortunes today. The standard circulation coins, which millions held and used in everyday transactions, now command unimaginable prices due to rare minting errors, limited production runs, or historical context. It's these subtle details, the overlooked nuances, that elevate a common pocket change into a life-changing treasure. If you've got an old Canadian coin jar somewhere, you might be unknowingly sitting on a gold mine. One of the key factors driving up the value of certain 1980 Canadian coins is the combination of rarity and condition. Coins struck that year to commemorate Canada's rich heritage, while not officially labeled as bicentennial like the American 1976 series, have become cult favorites among collectors. Why? Because the 1980s marked a transitional period in Canadian coinage, where older designs gave way to modern minting technology. A flawless, uncirculated coin from this era, especially one with visible mint errors such as double strikes, off-center prints, or missing reading, can fetch thousands, even tens of thousands, at auction. For collectors, these anomalies represent more than flaws. They are historical fingerprints, unique imperfections that amplify value. Among the most valuable coins from this time is the 1980 Canadian 50-cent piece featuring Queen Elizabeth II. While the 50-cent coin is rarely used in daily commerce, it remains legal tender and highly collectible. Coins in pristine condition, or with extremely low mintage numbers, can command prices far beyond their face value. A perfect specimen of this coin, especially one from a rare proof set, could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on its certification. Coins with exceptional luster, no visible scratches, and a full strike are considered gems in the numismatic community, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. Even more astonishing are stories surrounding misstruck 1980 1-cent and 5-cent pieces. These coins, produced in mass quantities, weren't expected to become valuable. Yet, errors such as die clashes, plancher flaws, or incorrect metal compositions can push their value into the thousands. Imagine discovering a humble penny in your coin jar, only to find that it's a rare 1980 copper era coin worth more than a used car. These are the tales that make coin hunting thrilling. Everyday people becoming accidental treasure hunters with life-changing finds. Collectors and investors alike are especially drawn to 1980 coins that were part of limited edition proof or specimen sets released by the Royal Canadian Mint. These sets, carefully struck with mirror-like finishes and housed in protective packaging, often contained rare variants of standard coins. Some included special markings or altered designs, elements that significantly boost desirability and value. A sealed 1980 proof set, never touched by human hands, is like a time capsule, preserving not just the coin, but a fragment of Canadian history. Today, a complete mint condition set could be worth far more than its original purchase price, becoming a silent asset tucked away in old drawers and forgotten cabinets. What truly elevates these coins to the $1,000,000 mark, however, is provenance. If a coin once belonged to a high-profile collection, or comes with documented historical significance, it becomes more than a collector's item. It becomes a legacy piece. Auction houses have reported shocking hammer prices for rare Canadian coins, with strong backstories and certified rarity. In rare cases, private collectors or museums bid aggressively, escalating prices into the millions. It's not fantasy. It's the reality of a market driven by scarcity, passion, and the desire to own a tangible piece of the past. For many, the idea that such wealth could be hiding in plain sight, in old piggy banks, dusty attics, or forgotten sock drawers, seems too good to be true. Yet every year, more people discover they've been unknowingly holding on to fortunes disguised as humble coins. The thrill of uncovering one of these bicentennial-era treasures is unmatched. It's a blend of luck, so, if you possess any Canadian coins from 1980, especially those bearing the regal likeness of Queen Elizabeth II, think twice before spending them or tossing them into change counters. Examine them carefully. research their features, and most importantly, consider getting them professionally appraised. Because that ordinary-looking coin could be a hidden titan of value, one of the rare bicentennial-era marvels capable of turning modest collectors into overnight millionaires. In the world of coins, sometimes a penny is worth more than a palace. Third, up in the vast world of numismatics, few pieces have sparked as much intrigue and excitement as the rare bicentennial Canadian coins from 1976. These coins, minted during a year of celebration and reflection in Canada's rich history, have grown in value and legend over the decades. At the heart of their appeal is Queen Elizabeth II's graceful profile, dignified and serene, set against finely detailed Canadian iconography. While many of these coins were produced for everyday use, a select few were struck with such exceptional craftsmanship or emerged with unique errors that they've become the stuff of numismatic lore. Coins that can fetch staggering prices at auctions or among elite collectors. Among these coveted treasures are the 1976 Olympic commemorative coins, released to celebrate the Montreal Summer Olympics. These coins, ranging from $5 to $10 face value, were not just currency. They were national pride minted in silver. What sets certain 1976 coins apart, however, are the limited edition proof strikes and rare variants featuring minting errors or unique finishes. Some of these coins, especially those that have never been circulated and maintain their original luster, can command thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. Imagine holding a piece of silver, seemingly ordinary, that turns out to be a gateway to financial transformation. A particularly desirable subset of these coins includes the elusive double die strikes, coins where the image appears doubled due to a minting misalignment. These rare anomalies are like hidden messages from the minting process, whispers from a bygone era that can elevate a coin's value exponentially. In pristine condition, these pieces can be worth tens of thousands, especially when authenticated and certified by professional grading services. Their visual quirks make them both aesthetically fascinating and financially alluring. They aren't just errors, they're one-of-a-kind marvels. But it isn't just silver and errors that catch the collector's eye. Some rare 1976 Canadian coins have become almost mythical due to their limited mintage or obscure historical context. A few proof sets released in 1976, especially those that were part of restricted Olympic promotion collections, have become legendary. With Queen Elizabeth II on one side and detailed Olympic motifs on the reverse, these coins are artistic masterpieces with significant intrinsic and historical value. Collectors worldwide, especially those with royal memorabilia interests, eagerly seek out these coins, sometimes offering small fortunes to acquire them. Furthermore, the market demand for these coins has seen a dramatic rise, driven by nostalgia, scarcity, and the ever-growing population of global collectors. As Queen Elizabeth II's reign comes to symbolize an entire era of Canadian history, coins bearing her youthful image, especially those connected to national events like the bicentennial or the Olympics, have become cultural artifacts. These aren't just monetary instruments. They're time capsules, vessels of heritage, and tangible pieces of a shared past. And when rarity meets emotional connection, value often skyrockets. You may wonder, can a simple coin really change your life? The answer is a resounding yes. There have been cases where individuals unknowingly possessed one of these rare 1976 pieces, only to discover it was worth a life-changing sum. Imagine checking your drawer or old coin jar and finding a bicentennial coin that collectors are desperate to acquire. In a single day, a forgotten piece of change could shift your financial destiny. Perhaps funding a house, a college education, or even early retirement. This is precisely why experts urge Canadians and collectors worldwide not to overlook their 1976 coins. Look closely. Examine for oddities, off-center strikes, unusual textures, or doubled inscriptions. The value of these coins doesn't only lie in the metal, but in the stories they carry, the imperfections they proudly wear, and the passion they ignite in collectors' hearts. A seemingly simple coin with a slight minting deviation or high-grade preservation could very well be your ticket to financial freedom. So, if you own any 1976 Canadian coins, resist the urge to treat them as low, the 1976 Canadian bicentennial coins, especially those featuring Queen Elizabeth II and released to commemorate the Montreal Olympics, have become rare treasures in the world of coin collecting. While many were struck for standard circulation, a select few, particularly silver-proof coins, error strikes like double dies, and limited edition Olympic sets, have skyrocketed in value, sometimes reaching thousands or even millions of dollars. These coins aren't just currency, they're historical artifacts, and owning one could unexpectedly transform your financial future. So before spending or overlooking them, take a closer look. Your loose change could be a hidden fortune.